Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to Mill Creek Kids at Home. Sit back and enjoy the show.
We can shine a light. We can be our voice. We can make our difference and change the world. The greatest of all is the one who serves. So God, we give our lives to serve you faithfully. Yeah. We wanna be your hands and feet. We wanna live differently. We wanna love. We wanna give. We wanna serve those in need and be your hands and feet. We wanna live differently. Yeah. We wanna love. We wanna give. We wanna serve. We wanna live differently. We wanna live differently. We can shine a light. We can be our voice. We can make our difference and change the world. The greatest of all is the one who serves. So God, we give our lives to serve you faithfully. Yeah. We wanna be your hands and feet. We wanna live differently. We wanna love. We wanna give. We wanna serve those in need and be your hands and feet. We wanna live differently. Yeah. We wanna love. We wanna give. We wanna serve. We wanna live differently. We wanna live differently. Your kingdom come, your will be done. This is our prayer. We wanna serve you, God. We wanna serve you, God. Your kingdom come, your will be done. This is our prayer. We wanna serve you, God. We wanna serve you, God. We wanna serve you, God. We wanna be your hands and feet. We wanna live differently. We wanna be your hands and feet. We wanna live differently. We wanna love. We wanna give. We wanna serve those in need and be your hands and feet. We wanna live differently. Yeah. We wanna love. We wanna give. We wanna serve. We wanna live differently. it says to me. It tells me that I'm never ever alone. I'm learning how Jesus came down to us and gave his best. Without a doubt, the best friend you'll ever know. Our God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. Oh, oh. I'm reading my Bible, and this is what it says to me. It tells me that I'm never ever alone. I'm learning how Jesus came down to us and gave his best. Without a doubt, the best friend you'll ever know. Our God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. Oh, oh. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. You opened up the door. You opened up the door. Oh, oh.
Hey friends, I'm so excited. Today we are going to be watching a video of one of my most favorite Bible studies when I was a kid. So watch it, come back, and we'll see what this is all about.
Stories of the Bible. Jesus feeds the 5,000. This is Jesus,
Heyo!
who is the Son of God and the Savior of the world. While Jesus was on earth, he taught everyone about God's love. He did many miracles and healed people of their sickness.
Oh, hey everyone!
A huge crowd kept following him wherever he went because they saw his miraculous signs as he healed the sick. A crowd started to gather around Jesus. There were 5,000 men and many more women and children. Turning to Philip, he asked,
Hey, Philip!
"Where can we buy bread to feed all these people?" You see, Jesus was testing Philip, for he already knew what he was going to do. Philip replied, "Even if we worked for months, we wouldn't have enough money to feed them."
Hey, I got an idea.
Then Andrew spoke up. "There's a young boy here with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what good is that with this huge crowd?" Jesus said, "Tell everyone to sit down."
Right, everyone, sit down.
Then Jesus took the loaves, gave thanks to God, and gave them to the people.
Here you go.
Afterward, he did the same with the fish. And they all ate as much as they wanted.
Want some more?
I'm all good, thanks.
After everyone was full, Jesus told his disciples, "Now gather the leftovers, so that nothing is wasted."
You got it.
So they picked up the pieces and filled 12 baskets with scraps, left by the people who had eaten from the 5 barley loaves and 2 fish.
You're back, and I hope you enjoyed that story as much as I enjoy it every time I hear it. I love how Jesus took what a little boy had and used it to feed 5,000 people. And the Bible tells us 5,000 people, but it's actually 5,000 men, which meant that there were women and children there too. So it was probably well over 10,000 people that Jesus fed out of just those 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fish. And so what we're going to do is we are going to make fish pretzels today. And so I've got this fun recipe that you can make at home. Now you're probably wondering, fish pretzels? Well, I'm not going to put any fish in these pretzels. I am going to make pretzels in the shape of fish. So the first thing you need to do is get a cup and a half of warm water. You don't even have to measure it. You don't even have to take the temperature, just warm water, and add in a packet of yeast. And then stir it up and get it to mix. And even now I can already start smelling that yeast working. And then we're gonna take a tablespoon of salt. Oh, no, I'm not. A teaspoon of salt. Boy, that could have been a big problem if you guys had done that at home. And then a tablespoon of sugar. Much better. That would have been a pretty salty pretzel. Okay. And we're gonna mix that all in. Get that going. And up next, we're going to add the flour. So, can you imagine what it was like? Jesus was out in the middle of nowhere teaching. All these people came, and they came to hear him, but yet he went on for a long time, and people weren't leaving, and all of a sudden it's dinner time, and there's no food. There's no restaurants. It's not like here where you have a restaurant just about every corner. And so that's when Jesus said, "Hey guys," to his disciples, "Go get some stuff. Go get some food to feed these people." And they're like, "But wait a second, it would take like a year's salary to feed all of these people." And that's when he said, "Well, go find." And they went out and they found this little boy who had his lunch. And they said, they brought it and said, "Well, Jesus, we found this this little boy with his lunch. What do you think?" And Jesus is like, he took it and he blessed it. And what I love about that is a bunch of things. I love that he used a little boy, and that little boy was willing and open to sharing what he had. That's all the food he had too. It was his lunch. And yet he was open to sharing it with Jesus and with everyone else. And then Jesus took it, and then he blessed it, and they fed, and we saw the rest is that he fed everyone with that. And it all started with generosity, the generosity of that little boy. So what I've done is I've added just about 4 cups of flour, and I did a mixture of whole wheat and all-purpose. So I'm just gonna stir it up now, and you'll get to a point where it's no longer sticky. And when it gets there, we're gonna take it out and we're gonna knead it. It almost looks like I'm gonna poke it and it bounces back at me, so we're about ready to be there. I'm gonna add just a little bit more flour, and then I'm gonna put some flour on my board so it doesn't stick. So here we go. This can get pretty messy, so make sure maybe I should be wearing an apron, I think. Maybe next time I'll remember that and do that. So I'm gonna take it out of the bowl. I'm going to put it onto this board. And I'm gonna knead it, which is my favorite part of making any kind of bread. But this is just a quick and easy way to make pretzels. It's a pretzel dough. So I'm gonna knead it. It's kind of fun. It's like playing with Play-Doh. Looks like I need a little bit more flour. And this is a very forgiving dough, which means you don't have to, you can add extra and you're not gonna mess it up. Boy, I really need to add a little bit more. Okay, here we go, that should do it. So once you get it all kneaded together and you have it all incorporated, all that flour, what we're gonna do now is we are gonna break off a piece. We're gonna roll it into, like make a snake. And traditionally, you kind of make pretzels into a knot, but we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to make it in the shape of a fish. And I've got my pan here, which I'm going to, boy, my hands got really messy today. And I'm going to spray it with some spray because these will stick if we don't. And I'm going to take my little thing here, I'm going to shape it in the shape of a fish. Actually, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to dip it in this egg wash I've got here. It's just an egg that I mixed up. And then I can move it onto my pan and shape it into a fish on there. I found that to be easier than trying to shape it in a fish, then put it in the egg wash and then put it on here. So we've got our fish there. I'm gonna do one more. Roll it out. This one I'm gonna make a little one. I'm gonna make it a baby fish. How's that? So, boy, this is really sticky. I didn't do a very good job of adding enough flour. So we're gonna add a little bit more. Again, it always worked out. So I'm gonna make it into a baby fish. So here we go. I'm going to stick it in my egg wash. Bring it onto my pan and shape it into a fish. Super cute. And then, because I think it'd be lots of fun, is I am going to add a chocolate chip for eyes. So take out my chocolate chip. And I'm gonna put it in there. And there they are, ready to go into the oven. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna bake it in the oven for 10 minutes. So all you have to do is bake it for 10 minutes. And then after it's done at 10 minutes, put it on broil for another 2 to 3 minutes and watch it to make sure it doesn't get really brown. So I'm gonna move this aside because I just so happen to have some that I already had baked off and made. So here are our fish. And my hands are really doughy, so I'm gonna ask Miss Lynette to come up and help us with the other part of it.
Okay.
So we've got I put cinnamon and sugar on some of them. I forgot to tell you that. Sprinkle them with cinnamon and sugar.
That.
Or you could do salt. And then we're gonna bake it. And I also over there, Lynette, will you see, there is some cheese sauce. Yep. And then there's some jam that I made right there.
Cheese sauce. This would probably go with the salty one.
Yeah, the salty ones.
Not the one with
No,
cinnamon.
well, you never know. It might be good. You might like a sweet. And then that's some jam that I made. So we've got the cinnamon and sugar ones and salt. I forgot to tell you that before we went to bake it, that we were supposed to put salt and cinnamon on it.
That's okay. Can I taste one?
Yeah, do. Go ahead. Which one are you gonna taste?
I'm gonna try the salty one. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of his
Fin
off, his tail. Look at that. Try it in a little cheese sauce.
I don't think they had cheese sauce back in Bible days. What do you think? Is it chewy?
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, it's super
That
fun.
is a great pretzel.
And it's super easy. So
Yum.
just to kind of quickly go over it again, is that you mix it all up, you put them in whatever shape you wanted, which I put them in to fish. Then, which I forgot to tell you, you want to sprinkle it with cinnamon and sugar or put salt on them, then put them in the oven and bake them.
Is this one salt?
That is salt. Yeah, and then sprinkle it on over. Perfect. And then we've got cinnamon sugar right there.
And put cinnamon sugar on the
And the other one, we're doing a little backwards.
It's all right.
We'll have the recipe up for you on the webpage so you can do it and make it at home. It's super fun. And then you can pretend and play feeding 5,000 with the fish.
We're not gonna high five right now.
Nope, we're not going to high five. I really want to, but we're not going to. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Let's learn the entire Lord's Prayer now. It's found in Matthew 6, 9 through 13. We'll start with the first half, and then we'll learn the second half, because you already know the first half. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Now let's read it through, and some of the words will be gone from the second half so we can continue learning it. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Matthew 6, 9 through 13. One more time. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Matthew 6, 9 through 13. Great job!
Welcome to Craft Corner. Today we heard the story about how Jesus fed the 5,000, and he did it with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 little fish. And so we thought it would be fun to do a craft where we can actually, and then it says at the end they picked up all these basketfuls of pieces that were left over from all the crowd eating, right? So online, if you go online, you're going to download this basket pattern for the basket.
Yes, there we go.
The basket pattern for the basket. And what I did is I printed one off in black and white, and then I got some brown paper and I made copies on the brown paper because I didn't have any brown paper to put in my thing originally. You can also just put this in black and white and then color it whatever colors you want. You can make it a multicolored basket if you want to. But the idea is you're going to cut out, there's two elements here. This long skinny piece is actually going to be your basket handle, and then the rest of it is the body of the basket. And you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut out anywhere you see a solid line. You see there's 2 solid lines here, and then you see some dotted lines. You're going to cut on the solid lines and you're going to fold on the dotted lines. So I've cut all of the solid lines here, and then you're going to go back and you're going to fold on the dotted lines. And then you'll be able to easily fold your basket and then use tape. Marcia, it looks like you're figuring that out pretty good there. You're going to use tape to secure it. And then we're going to fill our basket with some different elements that represent bread and fish. So once you get it all folded, it'll kind of look like this when it's all folded. Okay? And then you can easily just fold the pieces together like this to close up that basket in. How's it coming along, Olivia?
Almost there. Just finished folding.
Figuring that out.
Yep.
You could use glue dots too if you wanted, or craft glue, but I think tape is kind of an easy, quick remedy.
And then you're going to take your little handle.
Tape your little handle right on in.
Very cool.
And then I thought it would be fun to take some tissue paper. I have a couple different colors. I have a blue and a purple here. And kind of like you do for a gift, I wanted to put some tissue paper, just rumple it up, put it right in the basket. Kind of like that.
Oh, I didn't need so much.
It's all right.
Oh, I needed more.
And mine was just right.
That's right.
Then we're going to add, we are just using some saltine crackers to represent the loaves of bread. So let's see here.
We got some goldfish. For the fish. So what are we doing, Lynette?
5 loaves, so I'm putting in 5 crackers and 2 fish, right? Did I get that right? 5 loaves and 2 fish. A couple little fishies in there.
We passed the
1,
crackers.
2, and that kind of represents our story.
Very cool.
5 loaves and 2 fishes. You know what? I opted not to use my basket handle, but I kind of like the way yours looks, Marcia. I think I might
still
go
gonna
ahead and
add
add it
mine.
anyway.
Oops.
Oh, no, I don't know what I did with my hand. Yeah, I probably threw away my handle because I got real excited about getting rid of my scraps. Marsha,
I'm gonna eat it.
I'm gonna take one
bread.
bread. You could just improvise.
And then try to whistle. Have you ever done that?
No. Try.
Eat saltines and then try to whistle.
I can't
I like
whistle
saltines.
normally.
Oh! You can't whistle.
Well,
Oh! You can't whistle when you eat saltines.
I can't whistle ever. So.
You can't whistle and eat saltines. See?
Cannot.
There you go.
Cannot. Try it at home.
Can't
See if
talk
you can
after
whistle.
it either. Yeah, exactly. So there you have it. Our little loaves with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes and telling us about how Jesus is that miracle. So as always, take a picture and send it to us. We'd love to see it, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.